Hello, Divine Feminine, and welcome to your power message for Monday, Magical Monday, the start of a new week. This is also Easter Monday. So maybe you've got the day off work today, you're chilling a little bit, or you're getting ready to start your week. And the angels have given me a super powerful, intuitive message to share. So I'm going to bring in 3 decks of cards today. We're going to bring in this gorgeous unicorn magic deck. We're going to bring in the Life Navigator deck. And we're going to bring in the Gratitude deck. So I'm really excited to do the cards, and I'm also going to bring in the daily guidance book as well. But before I do, I want to share what they've shared with me this morning during my morning shower. Now, as you know, right now I'm off the camera because I'm dealing with my own ascension symptoms. They're also things connected with the masculine, but also the feminine. The angels are very clear about this today because, I've been dealing with this frozen shoulder. It hasn't allowed me to really move my shoulder around at all and do my own research on the condition itself. It goes through 3 phases. It goes through the phase of freezing, the phase of frozen, and the phase of thawing. Now, I've experienced it a little bit differently, because I always see things in a higher way. And the message really coming through today is to be aware of your body, because it's always communicating with you, not only about what's going on within you, but also what's going on around you and what you're experiencing. And I've been really feeling that, this pain is connected with the divine masculine and the burdens they're carrying around, they're shouldering their pain. They're dealing with the things they need to release, which is absolutely true. But in the shower this morning, the angels give me another way of looking at it, which is also that I am also experiencing the feminine's journey too. And the way you go through the phases of your healing and growth, the way we do as a divine feminine, to move into the energy of surrender. And it's a lot like what I've been experiencing. So the first phase of the frozen shoulder that I've been experiencing, and any of you who've experienced this will know the same thing, you feel like something's coming. You feel like something's coming. And that's how I felt when it was coming on. I was kind of aware I got a little bit of pain, something didn't feel quite right, something was changing in my body. And that's really how we feel when our journey starts changing, especially before we go into separation with our twin or they start being distant. We feel that shift. We feel something's changed. We feel that it's not quite the same. So at the beginning, when it's all wonderful and the masculines are being very open and the relationship feels amazing, it's in that initial phase of doing it without the ego. Both of you want each other. You're both very clear about that. And it's felt body, mind, heart and soul. And then the ego creeps in, because obviously all the wounds need to be healed and the lessons need to be learned and the soul needs to grow before you can be in a permanent union. And everything we go through before union is part of our mission and purpose, because that's how we grow. That's how we evolve. That's how we change. That's how we become spiritually connected. That's how we connect with Source. That's how we gather all the resources and the skills and the tools that we need to help the world. Without going through the journey of separation and the things that come with that, we wouldn't be able to understand it or have compassion for anyone going through it in any area of their life. So we learn how to be able to understand others through the experiences we go through ourselves. So the initial phase is where we know something's coming or something's about to happen or something's going on. And that's really what I experienced as I was moving into the frozen part of my frozen shoulder. Isn't it interesting when we analyse these things? And you may have even been through something recently within your own self, and you know what I mean. Maybe you've had something happen where you're not able to move around as much, so you're slowing down. And you're aware that something's shifting, something's changing, something's going on. And a lot of the time, we have to slow down to process, to think, to understand. And that's really what the masculines do when they go into the hermit stage. So after the initial kind of becoming aware that something's going on with the shoulder, it went into the frozen phase, or what I would call as the painful stage, because it was excruciatingly painful for the first few days of having this condition, because my shoulder was stuck completely. I couldn't move my arm at all. It was kind of down by my side. But the pain, it was making me scream in pain. It was excruciating. And that's what we go through on our journey. So, for example, when things start changing, you want to scream inside. And this could also be when things feel stuck, when there's a separation. Maybe they block you, or they're ghosting you, or you've gone your separate ways. And that's when it feels stuck. You've got no control over anything. And this is why we struggle as a divine feminine, because we have to learn to surrender the control. And we do that by taking back our control inside. So it's quite conflicting when you look at it, because you might think, well, how can I let go of control? By taking back control. We learn to let go of what we can't control, and we learn to take back control of what we can. In other words, we can control the way we are looking at the situation, the way we are thinking about it, our perception. We can face our fears and feel at ease with things and be more at peace, and let go of the fear by giving it to God and trusting the process of our journey. So when my shoulder froze up completely, that very much reminds me of the blocking or the ghosting or the separation phase that we go through as a divine feminine, where we're in excruciating pain. And I know you've been there. I've certainly been there on my journey. The pain of not being able to be in touch, or to be able to express yourself or show love. You feel misunderstood. You feel like you have a voice, but it won't come out. You feel like you can't do what you want to do. And that's really what the frozen shoulder is. We can't do what we want to do. It's debilitating. We can't go around our daily tasks. We can't do anything. And that's how it feels in separation, or if your twin blocks you. There's nothing you can do about it. You just have to learn to be at peace with it and to trust the process of it. And whenever we go through anything in our body that's connected with ascension, we know that we have to trust the process of it to heal and to be grateful and focus on joy and look at all the good things in our life that we do have, instead of looking at the things that we don't have. So really, that's the phase where we learn how to surrender. We understand what's going on, so we learn about the situation. And what did I do? I've learned about the condition. So you learn about the conditions you're going through. You start to gather knowledge, like the squirrel. The squirrel is a gatherer. So the squirrel gathers all the knowledge it needs, and that's what you do. When there's separation, you seek out readings or spiritual support or soul family or understanding of what this is, what you're going through, why. You want to understand why the masculine is behaving this way, when they love you. No matter what they've said or done or who they're with or where they are, they love you because of the feelings. The feelings are real. You trust it inside, and you learn to overcome the ego. So that's when the excruciating pain turns into more of an ache. Something you can deal with, something you can tolerate, something you can handle. And that's kind of where I've been over the last few days, where it's turned into an ache. So it doesn't hurt as much to move anymore. It doesn't cause me the screaming pain anymore. And that's what we do as a divine feminine. We learn how to handle what's going on so we can tolerate it. It doesn't mean the pain isn't there or it doesn't affect you, because you're still going through the same thing. So for example, me, I couldn't move my arm the same. It's not like, overnight everything was wonderful again. It was just I learned how to handle it. So you learn how to handle this journey. You learn how to tolerate it. You learn how to give it the time it needs to heal and become what it needs to be. And that's about trusting the process of divine timing. Isn't that interesting? And then when you're trusting and focusing on service and being flexible and adaptable within your mind and the way you're doing things, look at what I've done. I was panicking, thinking, I won't be able to do my channel or my readings, but I've adapted. Now we're doing readings this way until I feel I can fully use my arm again. So this is about being adaptable to change, and that's what you do. You adapt to your situation and your journey, and you become more at ease and more at peace with what's going on. And then things start to clear up physically. So the pain, it disappears. It's not there anymore because you start focusing on the fact that you are one and that your twin lives in you. And wherever you go, whatever you do, they are with you right by your side, even if you can't physically see their presence. You know, you can feel their presence and things start to get easier. And then the movement comes back. What does that mean? That means, wow, all of a sudden I can move my arm a little bit better. It's getting easier. There's still a little bit of tension there and pain, but it's getting easier. And that's when things start to move forward. That's when you receive communication, or they start to reach out to you, or you move into a reunion because you're now at ease with the way things are and you're trusting the process. You're not struggling anymore. You're not fighting against the current anymore, the resistance. You're going with the flow. And you're allowing it to heal in its own time, in its own way, and trusting the journey. And guess what? That's when the magic happens and things start to happen. And that's really where I am. So on my journey, you know, if you're wondering how my arm is, and I can move it up a lot better than I could, but I still can't quite lift it enough to do my normal routine. But I know it's getting better every day, and I'm trusting the process. I'm not forcing it anymore. And we get frustrated, don't we? We want to force things. We want to rush things. We want to reach out. We want to make things happen. But we have to be at ease with the process and trust it. So I feel what I've been experiencing physically is not only the masculine's ascension symptoms and the things they're dealing with, the burdens, the stress, but also the way the feminine learns to surrender and let go. And they're also giving me this to remember the frustration that you experience as a divine feminine in separation, or if things aren't going as quick as you want, or how it feels. Because as a twin flame in union, I haven't experienced that in my own twin flame journey for a long time. But I experience these things when I'm channeling the messages, or connecting with someone doing a personal reading, or connecting with your energy. Because I have compassion and empathy for what you're going through, because I've been there myself. But every now and again, the angels will give me a painful reminder to make me remember and see. And that's what I feel I've been experiencing. And that's given me such an epiphany this morning, like, wow. Remember, Liz, you're not just channeling the masculines, you're channeling the feminines. So of course, being a feminine yourself, you're going to experience the things the feminines go through too. And it's not all about the physical stuff, it's about the emotional things, the way we get frustrated. And there's nothing more frustrating than wanting to do something with your arm, your good arm, not your good arm, both are good arms, but you know, your dominant arm, my right hand, for example, it's all in my right arm and shoulder. Not being able to do things, so we have to do things a different way. As I said, we have to learn how to be flexible and adaptable and go with the flow and let go of the when, the how, the if, and just leave it to heaven and trust the process of our healing and our life and our journey and the angels to take care of it, that we are safe and loved. That's when we affirm, I am safe, I am loved, I am protected. And that's what they want you to know today. So go with the flow of your journey, be flexible and adaptable, and trust at the right time, everything will move forward and work again, and it will be okay. Now, isn't that a powerful message? So let's bring in some cards for this new week then. So we're going to use the unicorn magic. Straight out, jump straight out. I've got one sticking out the deck and one jumping out. So the first card is, look at this. Let me bring it closer. I love unicorns. They're so beautiful. You know, this is about purity, innocence, cleansing. I will not let anyone tell me what I can't achieve. I know that the universe is limitless. Isn't that a powerful message? Because Don't let anyone tell you what you can or can't do, divine feminine. If people are saying, oh, union is impossible. Well, the word impossible says I'm possible. And we did an Easter message yesterday from Jesus. And Jesus said, nothing is impossible to you. You can have anything you desire when you have faith and when you believe and when you trust. So today say, I will not let anyone tell me what I can't achieve, because you know that you are a twin flame, and you know that you've been born for a reason, and you know you've come together with your twin for a reason, and you know that this universe is limitless. Limits only exist in the mind or in the 3D world because of what society says and what people say we should or shouldn't do or shouldn't have. Well, shoulda, woulda, coulda. Turn it around and say, I can, I do, I have. I will not let anyone tell me what I can't achieve. Listen to yourself, trust yourself, and don't take things personally, and rise above drama and fear, because the universe has got your back. So if you're seeing 222 today, that's a symbol of that power. I know the universe is limitless. I know the universe loves me. I know I am enough. I know I am capable. I know I am strong, and I can be, do, and have whatever I desire. And look at this. I love the powerful unicorn energy coming. It's very clear, crystal clear, things becoming clear, clarity coming into this. I have the drive, passion, and energy to achieve my wildest dreams. So what the angels are saying to you on this brand new day of this brand new week is that you can do anything. You have the power. You have the drive, passion, and energy to achieve your dreams. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise. And trust the path that you are on to come in at the right time. Trust the process of your life. Isn't that beautiful? So let's bring in the Life Navigator deck. Jump straight out again, straight on the camera there. Look at this, we've got health. Wow. Now this is beautiful because obviously I've just been talking about the way the physical body connects with the mind and connects with our journey and talks to us. It says you are mind, body and spirit. So you're being reminded that you are everything within yourself. You are not just a body, you are a spiritual being in that body. You are not just a mind, you are source, energy, higher consciousness. You are not just spirit, you are soul and spirit. A formidable combination. Remember to nurture each aspect for a whole and healthy you. And that's what we have to do on this journey. When we're overthinking things, we're not paying attention to what's going on in our body. So, we may be overthinking, we may forget to have a meal, or we may forget to drink a glass of water, or even forget to go to sleep because we don't feel tired because our mind is overworking. Or if we're giving too much to our body, maybe we're doing too much exercise, or, we're too focused on, the way our body looks, or we're not paying attention then to what we need in our mind. And that may be to focus on the spiritual things, to breathe, to be calm, to focus on meditation, to go into nature. We can miss out on so much when we're focused on one thing. And that's why when separation comes in a lot of the time, it's so needed, because we can be over-giving to our twin, or overthinking about our twin, or neglecting other areas of our lives because we're so focused on our twin. So the angels will intervene, divine intervention will come in. So today, give yourself what you need. And what I'm really seeing in this card, I'm seeing, obviously, that's the divine feminine there holding the sun in her hands, or that ball of light, which you could see as a ball of energy coming out of you, because you are a creator and you have the power to create things the way you want them to be. But I'm seeing there as someone playing ball with family, like, being in a water park, for example, with the children, throwing a ball. I feel someone on here is doing that today. If that resonates with you, let me know, even if one person gets that, because I can see either, a divine feminine there with children in water, whether it's in the ocean, playing ball, maybe you've gone to the beach today, or that you're at a water park, or you're in the pool somewhere, maybe you're at home in the pool, you could be in the garden. But this is about enjoyment with the people you love and care about. And I know you love and care about your twin and you want to be with your twin, but if that's not possible today, give back to yourself, give back to your kids, give back to the people you love. And if there's no one around you today that you want to spend time with in that way, give back to you and have some fun. So I feel this is also a day of playful fun and playful energy. And there's a card moving at the bottom of the deck. Can you see this card sticking out here? I'm just going to take that. I've got another one at the bottom as well. So I've got 2 cards at the bottom. Look at this. Lighting the darkness. That's what you do, Divine Feminine. You light up the Divine Masculine's darkness. But your light is so strong when you're in your power, it lights up the room before you're even in the room. The human hand can build a fire to light the home, but the light from a loving heart can illuminate the world. So in other words, when you are operating in your light, you have the power to create worlds within you, to illuminate the whole world, to bring in power. So you light the darkness. So the message for you here is just be you. You know, so many Divine Feminines say to me, what do I need to do, Liz? What do I need to do to move this forward, to help the connection to move into union? Just shine that light bright. And the way you do that is by being you. And look at this, a tree in winter. A tree in winter. So you're being reminded that the trees are still there in the winter. They may not look quite the same because they've lost the leaves, but they still stand strong. So when you go through the darkness in your life, you may lose your sparkle a little bit, but you don't lose your power because that's in you. You just learn to be at ease and peace with the journey, the process of it, until the leaves return. A tree in winter may look dead, but you know it will bloom and grow again in the spring. And that's like your journey. Sometimes it feels dead, but it will bloom and grow again when it's ready to. Like my shoulder, my arm, it felt dead last week. But I know that it will start to bloom and grow again and work again at the right time. All life reflects this miraculous cycle and process. Be patient, trust and love. What a beautiful message for you, Divine Feminine. Be patient, trust and love. And maybe you want to go hug a tree today. I spoke about trees over the weekend. Hug a tree, feel at one with everything. And I'm going to bring in the gratitude, cultivate a grateful heart. So how can we do that today with these cards? Straight out. So the message coming up, I've got 3 cards here. No, 4 cards. Wow. So the first one is, give thanks for a little and you will find a lot. Give thanks for a little. So when we're thankful for the little things, we find a lot. And that's so true. What I've really learned from having this shoulder thing is to be grateful for the small things I take for granted, like being able to pick up a cup or pour the kettle or, move my arm to touch George's face, to be able to reach over to give him a hug. These things have been painful for me over the last week. So never take anything for granted in this lifetime. Give thanks for the little things and you'll find a lot. Sometimes we take things for granted, even like eating and drinking. And when my mum went through her cancer operation, she's passed now, but when she went through a big cancer operation, this was back in 2014, she had 7 years of everything going into a feeding tube. Everything. Water, medication, food. She said, I'd give anything, Liz, to just have a sip of tea. A sip of tea. That's what she wanted more than anything. And she couldn't in the later part of her life. So the things we take for granted, when we pick up that glass and chug down that drink or bolt down that meal, remember, savour it. Savour the taste of it. Savour how it feels to walk on the grass and breathe in the air and be outdoors in the sun. Feel how good it feels to wake in the morning and know you're here again for another day. Feel alive and strong. So when you give thanks for the little things, you'll find a lot. And, if any of you want to do something a bit mindful right now and you're thinking, I need to know what to do. If you haven't already, and I know so many of you have because I've recommended it so much on here, but read the book The Magic by Rhonda Byrne. It will change your life. because it's like a little workbook. And sometimes as Divine Feminine, we need a schedule because we're very controlling in that way. Sometimes we can be schedulers. So, the magic gives you something to do every day, a workbook every day, like a chapter to do every day that brings in power. The next message is, it says, wake at dawn with a winged heart, okay, and give thanks for another day of loving. Now, when I'm reading that, I have to look very close because of the way the words are and the way that, the writing is. But it's because sometimes when I look at a message like that, they're giving me another message. Sometimes we have to look close to find the blessings. We have to look a bit closer or look a bit harder because we're going through a bad day or something bad is going on in our mind. We're struggling with something. So we may find it hard to write blessings down or find the good in things or the blessing in the situation. But it's always there. So this is saying wake at dawn with a winged heart. So it's always good as well to get up early to enjoy the whole day. We don't want to lie in bed and waste our life. We want to get up and do things. So wake each day with wings. That means feel excited about your day and give thanks for another day. Another day you're able to love and live and be alive and feel. Thank you, Lord, for this day. And in the end, maybe it's wiser to surrender before the miraculous scope of human generosity and to just keep saying thank you forever and sincerely for as long as we have voices. I love that that's by someone called Elizabeth and that's my name. So that's a huge sign for me that I've given you the right message today, because he says in the end, it's just about surrender. The wisest thing we can do is to surrender, because then the miracles come in. And also to be generous and kind and loving, and to keep saying thank you no matter what happens, forever and sincerely, for as long as we have voices. So make thank you your two most said words. Not thanks or cheers or tar. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. There's something powerful about the words thank you. Something miraculous about them. And this says, let us be grateful to the people who make us happy. Be grateful for the people who make you happy. You make yourself happy first of all, so be grateful for yourself. It may be your bond with heaven, the angels that make you happy, that give you the power. Be grateful for them, but be grateful for God, to God for giving them to you, because all glory to God. Be grateful for everyone in your life that helps you, assists you, is there for you, loves you. And be grateful for your twin no matter what. Because they are the charming gardeners, or the charming garden. And they give me the word chattering there as well, because this is when we are talking and things are falling into place in our mind. The charming gardeners who make our souls blossom. So the people in our life help us to, be the gardener of our own life and be strong and powerful. I feel there may also be some names here that may mean something to you. So we've got Marcel Proust. So there could be a masculine called Marcel there. They give me the word proud as well. We've got Elizabeth Gilbert. So we could have the name Elizabeth or the name Gilbert there. We've got the name Carhill and Gibran. These may mean something to you. And I know they are specific names, but you might just have an aha moment and think, wow. And then we've got the Husa proverb there. So these may also mean something to you. But light in the dark. I'm just looking at this. This is the one that's just really beautiful to me. Look at that, Because that's saying to you, it may feel dead now, Divine Feminine. You may be going through this stagnant phase in your connection right now, but things are about to change. And the spring there, the reference to spring as well, because things are now beginning to spring forward. So I'm going to bring in the book. This is a daily guidance from your angels book. So, oh, wow, this is beautiful. Didn't we have smile yesterday to smile? We've got laugh today. Laugh. It says, the sound of laughter is the closest thing on earth to the music of the spheres, found in heaven. Its purest essence releases your inner joy out into the world, which has far-reaching effects. Your laughter heals you as well as all others who hear it or feel its force. because it elevates the energy of the room in which it occurs. Whether it's a quiet giggle or a loud guffaw, it's powerful. Think about something funny, something that made you laugh, something that lifted your spirits. Maybe you want to watch a comedy today. Or when you play with your kids, it makes you feel funny, fun, not funny, but fun. Maybe it does bring funny moments in, or, you just laugh like a child. So today, seek out ways to laugh. You could watch a comedy, this is what it's saying in the book, this is what I've just said, but read a funny book or swap jokes with others. Look for the humour in various situations throughout your day and try to think like a comedian. Thinking like a comedian can be things like when your masculine is ghosting you. Imagine him with a sheet over his head, running around. He can't see where he's going, he's acting foolish. Or, they reminded me of in Harry Potter when, they had obviously Harry was scared of Dementors and he had to learn how to overcome them. And one of the professors had got the boggart in like this chest, and a boggart turns into the scariest thing of all, your biggest fear. So you can overcome it. And the way you overcome it is by thinking something funny about it. And, Harry Potter fans will know exactly what I'm talking about. If you aren't a Harry Potter fan or you haven't watched the films yet, make sure you do. They're brilliant. But, you've got this boggart, and you've got, for example, Ron Weasley is very afraid of spiders. So there's this huge spider. The boggart comes out as like the biggest tarantula you can think of. Way bigger than you, like as big as a car, a house. And he imagines him with roller skates on. So the spider's falling all over the place. They do it with a snake, they do it with other things. So, this is very much about seeing things in a funny way. So whatever's upsetting you or hurting you right now, try and find the funny thing in it. Try and look for the humour in it. And laughter, like all other positive aspects of life, comes more easily with practice and establishing this new habit with long-lasting effects. So maybe look to something that's going to uplift you, that's something that's going to drag you down. Me and George finished watching Doctor Who, and it was my pick to choose our new show. And we've got Netflix to choose from. We've also got a wide range of box sets to choose from. And first I thought, we'll watch, I wanted to watch something like 24. I really want to watch that. Especially because I'm watching Designated Survivor right now with Kiefer Sutherland on Netflix myself, which is, it's quite dark and depressing in places. And, I was going to go for something like that. And then I thought, you know what? Now I'm going to go for something a bit more uplifting. So we're watching Once Upon a Time. I've seen it before. George has seen bits of it before. But we're really enjoying it. And obviously I know that's so, powerful as well for the twin flame journey and remembering who you are and true love and all these things. There's so many amazing things in that show too. If you haven't seen that, make sure you watch that because it's brilliant. But, I didn't want to watch anything that was going to depress me, especially when we're going through physical things or, maybe you're going through something you think, I don't need any more distress in my life. I need something to boost me up. So it's also being aware of what you're paying attention to, what you're doing, who you're around, what energy you are in. I laugh with love and sincerity at the humour that's built in the fabric of the universe. As I see the whimsy in my daily life, I chuckle about it, and my heart is gladdened by my merriment. So look for the fun in things today, the humour, the good, and you'll find them wherever you go. But the angels are saying whatever seems dead and stuck and stagnant, it's going to bloom and grow, it's going to heal, it's going to move forward, and things are going to feel good again to you. And that's what they want you to know. I hope this helps. Have a great day, and I'll see you soon.